4. The meeting with Uddaka Ramaputta. Then Prince, still searching for what was wholesome, the unsurpassed, noble and peaceful state, I approached Uddaka Ramaputta, and after approaching I said this to Uddaka Ramaputta: I desire, friend, to lead the spiritual life in this Dhamma and discipline. When this was said, Prince, Uddaka Ramaputta said this to me: Live here, Venerable. This Dhamma is such that a wise man in no long time, having deep knowledge himself of what comes from his own teacher, can live, having directly experienced and attained it. Then in no long time, Prince, soon I had mastered that Dhamma. Then, Prince, after a little time, I indeed, merely through beating my lips, merely through repeating the prattling, spoke knowingly about that teaching and confidently about that teaching, claiming, I know, I see, both I and others also. Then, Prince, this occurred to me: Rama did not declare, through mere faith in this Dhamma alone, having knowledge of it myself, I live, having directly experienced and attained it. For sure, Rama lived knowing and seeing this Dhamma. Then, Prince, I approached Uddaka Ramaputta, and after approaching I said this to Uddaka Ramaputta: In what way, friend, did Rama declare, I have deep knowledge of this Dhamma myself, having directly experienced and attained it? When this was said, Prince, Uddaka Ramaputta declared the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception. Then, Prince, this occurred to me: There was not faith for Rama alone, for me also there is faith. There was not energy for Rama alone, for me also there is energy. There was not mindfulness for Rama alone, for me also there is mindfulness. There was not concentration for Rama alone, for me also there is concentration. There was not wisdom for Rama alone, for me also there is wisdom. What if, in regard to the Dhamma that Rama declared, I have deep knowledge of it myself, I live, having directly experienced and attained it, I were to strive to realize that Dhamma? Then, Prince, in no long time, soon having deep knowledge of that Dhamma myself, I lived, having directly experienced and attained it. Then, Prince, I approached Uddaka Ramaputta, and after approaching I said this to Uddaka Ramaputta: Is it in this way, friend, that Rama declared, I have deep knowledge of this Dhamma myself, having directly experienced and attained it? In this way, friend, Rama did declare he had deep knowledge of this Dhamma himself, having directly experienced and attained it. In this way, friend, I also say, I have deep knowledge of this Dhamma myself. I live, having directly experienced and attained it. It is a gain for us, friend. It is a great gain for us, friend, that we see such a venerable with us in the spiritual life. Thus Rama declared he had deep knowledge of this Dhamma himself, having directly experienced and attained it, and you have deep knowledge of this Dhamma yourself. You live, having directly experienced and attained it. And that Dhamma you have deep knowledge of yourself, you live, having directly experienced and attained it. That Rama declared he had deep knowledge of that Dhamma himself, having directly experienced and attained it. Thus the Dhamma Rama knew is the Dhamma you know. The Dhamma you know is the Dhamma Rama knew. Thus as Rama was, so are you. As you are, so was Rama. Come now, friend, you will look after this group. Thus, my friend, in the spiritual life, Uddaka Ramaputta, Prince, place me in the teacher's position and worship me with the highest worship. Then, Prince, this occurred to me: this Dhamma does not lead to disenchantment, or to dispassion, or to cessation, or to peace, or to deep knowledge, or to complete awakening, or to Nibbana, but only as far as rebirth in the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception. Then, Prince, having not found satisfaction in that Dhamma, I was therefore disgusted with that Dhamma, and went away.